Hello, good people. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the Sheila Vet Show. I'm Sheila Vet, and today I have this lovely lady. Tell her who you are, those who don't know.
If you do not know who I am. Hi, my name is Muthoni Gitau. I am a content creator and Sheila's friend, mostly.
Yes, we are friends. We've been friends for years now.
Oh my god, it's been so
My
long.
power to 5-4 days, the good old days.
I know.
I mostly bring my friends to my show. One day I'll bring strangers, but this is what I'm
Why
doing
would you
right now.
bring strangers?
Oh, we might have
can.
interesting stories, you know.
But then they stop being strangers the moment you bring them on.
That's true. Acquaintances, I guess.
Yes, that's a bit
Yeah, and today we're going to talk about something that Tumso is very, very vocal about, and I thought should be perfect for this video. We're going to talk about being child-free. It's something that's, you know, being talked about much more now. I think social media has just opened up a lot of conversations
It has.
that used to be taboo or were considered so out of, like, not conventional and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually posted on my stories and asked you guys what you thought about people who choose to be child-free and just the idea of being child-free, and there seems to be so much openness. So I wanted to have a conversation also because the 1st of August was World Childfree Day.
Yes,
so
and
I
we
think
celebrate
let's raise awareness. Let's talk more about these things. Let's normalize being child-free.
Yes.
Yes.
We definitely should. And it's okay. It's not... I think the biggest problem with most people is the moment someone says they're child-free.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's an invitation for you to come tell me how amazing kids are. Like, I don't care. They can be amazing. They're not mutually exclusive.
Yes.
You get.
Yeah.
You can't miss out on something you don't want. That's like the whole idea.
So have you always been, has this always been something you felt that you didn't want to have children? Like, or do you remember like the first time you thought,
yes.
This is not for me?
The first time I remember vocalizing it, I was 10 and my mom was pregnant with my brother at the time. And I was just watching her, like, stuff was happening. I'm a very observant person and I pay attention to like small things and stuff. And I was just watching, and I think 2 years before or a year before, my aunt was pregnant with my cousin.
Okay.
And I had just seen like 2 or 3 women pregnant at the same time, and I was just observing that. I was like, it's a lot of work. Like, like, you get.
Yeah.
And then that was the first time I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to have children. And then my mom was just like, yeah, you know, you're a child, so
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever said it. Then the next time I remember really saying it was when I was 18.
Yeah.
And then there was this guy who was hitting on me, and randomly he asks me a question about kids, and first of all, I'm 18. I have no business thinking about having kids, but I was like, yeah,
It's
no,
quite
I don't.
early.
Yeah, I don't think I want to have kids, because I used to say it that way. I was like, I don't think I want to have children.
Yeah.
And then now, that's when I started really examining myself and asking myself questions, and I was like, what does it mean for me having kids? What would it mean to not have kids? And that's when I was like, oh yeah, like actually, I'm good. Yeah.
So you never pictured a child, how they would look,
No.
what they would be, boy or girl, or any of that, ever since you were a young kid?
Ever since I was a kid. Like, I pictured like a wedding where I was gonna wear sneakers and a wedding gown and walk on water.
Yeah, you've just always been you. You've always just been you.
Right?
Like, that's never changed.
For me, I was walking on water. I don't know how those stories are happening. I think there was no power, and it was just like story time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then we'll travel the world. And I remember my aunt asking, okay, and then when are you going to have kids? Who's raising your kids? I'm like, no, but they're not there. It's just me and my husband, and we're traveling and we're going to different countries.
Yeah.
And she kept going back to, yeah, but what about the kids? I'm like, they don't exist. Don't worry about them.
Don't worry about the kids.
They're not there.
Yeah.
So now looking back at that, I was like, I think he was always there. I always knew.
Yeah.
I probably just didn't know how to vocalize and say, I do not want to have children.
Wow, that's interesting, because I think I tittered between wanting and not wanting to have kids. But I think I had a dream about my child when I was very young, maybe like 12 years old, and I saw them. I remember just thinking, oh, that's so odd, because in my dream I knew who that was. So anyway, I just remember from a young age kind of having a dream about a child, and in my dream I knew that was my child. But then in between I would like think, I don't know if I want to have kids, and I've always been a rebel in a way. I would constantly get into arguments with my friends, like in uni, and I'd tell guys, I don't have to get married, but if I have to get married, I'll probably wait until I'm 30. Like, I'm not in a rush for these things. And my friends used to laugh and tell me, guys like unlike you who say this, you're gonna be the first to get married.
I know, that's what
I got married at 30 plus. Gotcha, guys.
She won.
I did what I wanted. I did it my way.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did want to have kids and then I didn't. And then when I would date someone, that's when I would kind of picture, I wonder what it would be like to have a kid with this person.
Yeah.
But I didn't quite get there until much, much later. I felt selfish, I just wanted my time to myself. I wanted to have my own space. I wanted to put whatever the heck I wanted in my space. But I'm not thinking about kids breaking stuff and all that,
Do you think it's weird how that is made out to be selfish? You wanting...
Did I even call it selfish? I called it selfish, didn't I?
It's an interesting thing that
programmed to see it as.
We've been conditioned to think that wanting stuff to work out for you or go your way is selfish.
Yeah, but it's not. It's just knowing what you want, isn't it? Yeah, so I wasn't being selfish. I was just kind of not in that space at the time, and I realized also like the person I was with wasn't ideal for that. Like they didn't fit into that kind of future. So later I changed my mind so quickly, and I was just like, it was like whiplash.
Yeah.
Suddenly I want kids. Yeah, like I'm so excited about the thought of it, and I think I'm so curious to hear about why people want kids. I don't know if people take time to think about.
And they forget
things.
that kids are also a separate entity from you. They're not an extension of you. It's a whole other person.
And that's actually a totally other topic.
Yeah.
Khalil Gibran talked about it in his book, The Prophet. And he wrote a really nice, I'm gonna attach it somewhere here. But he was basically writing to parents to tell them, just because you brought this person to the world doesn't mean they're yours. They are their own person, and you have to let them go and become who they are. And I think a lot of parents need to learn that, because we've had so many stories about like someone becoming a lawyer because the parents wanted to live vicariously through them. So that sort of stuff is also, it's really messed up. Like if you're having a kid so they can live out your dreams, that's actually selfish.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Because that's the question that I picked that up from a friend of mine who's also child-free, and she said, instead of asking me why I don't want a child, you should ask yourself why you do want a child. Yeah. Because for me, not wanting a child doesn't really affect anyone else's life.
You never changed your mind at any point in your life?
I've never even considered myself, I've never even seen myself as a parent, ever. Like, even in my fantasy world, I just realized when you're talking about your dream, I have never had a child in my dream. Like in dreams, when you dream, I have had dreams where I am a member of a rebellion, and the Chinese people have taken over Kenya, and we are fighting and protesting.
Yeah.
I have had dreams where I'm being cheated on by the person who was like, I've had dreams.
Yeah.
But I've never had a dream where I am someone's mother. Never. Not one that I can remember.
That's actually the only dream I've ever had about being a mom. But it's very vivid that I remember
it, right?
Yeah. Guys, tell me, by the way, if you've had a dream, like those of you who either have children or want to have children, if you've ever had a dream about a child
that would be interesting to find out. Yes,
because I found that super interesting, because it seems quite accurate now, and I'm so curious to see if the face is the same as the one I saw in the dream.
Like, I saw
that'll be so spooky and cool at the same time.
Like, I live in multiple universes.
I mean, like I met you before. Yeah.
Imagine I've never, even in my imaginary world, even when I live out my fantasies. Never.
How's your family generally about it? Your parents?
They're not bothered. Yeah. Like my parents are just like, it's your life.
Yeah.
Do as you please. It's like, is that what you think will work for you?
Yeah.
Sure, we'll support you. Like I've never even been questioned where I'm like, now tell me why. Like, I'll be talking to my mom about like other family members and how they're having kids or what's happening in their lives, and then she'll be like, anyway, wacha wafanye basi wewe ulisema utaki. And I'm like, and it's like, watcha tu. Like it's never been a like, when will you?
We're having mimosa.
I'm not on my
very gracefully.
I am on the second glass.
So delicious.
Yay!
Yeah, you are on the second. I should be there soon.
Yeah. So my family has been, because for me, my family is basically my nuclear family. My mom, I honestly don't care what she thinks about me having kids, because it doesn't affect you. You get, like, my sister has a kid.
Yeah.
My brothers will probably have children. So that can't be something you use on me. And also, it's not my job to make you a grandma.
No.
It's like, that's not...
You can wish for it, but you can't ask for it.
I don't have to give it to you.
Yeah.
Like, you get.
Yeah, that's true.
So for me, I'm never really bothered, but I do appreciate the fact that as much as there's all these other people who go like, how dare you?
Yeah.
My parents, my family has never been those people. And that for me,
that's enough.
That I appreciate.
And how do you feel like, if you think about it, how do you feel like choosing not to have kids has kind of altered your life, or kind of has it changed how you're going to move through your life? Yeah.
One of the things that I want to do is I want to travel the world. When you have kids, the dynamics of that would change, right?
Definitely.
I know there's people who travel with their kids and everything,
They do.
but that also means like you have to make sure that these people are taken care of. When you, like me, I can literally wake up one morning and be like, you know what, I feel like going here.
Yeah.
And it's like, sure, pack your bags and leave.
Yeah.
But when you have kids, you're like, I'm thinking of going here. Okay, Nani, do you want to come? You know, like there's all this, you have to consider, like, how am I feeding them? I can go like a full day and say I'm going to eat at the end of the day. I can't do that if I have children and I'm like out hiking. And
I think that's the one thing I kind of feel, and I think I'm training myself now. I'm training myself to be more comfortable doing more meals in a day, because I've never really been into that. Of those people who, I keep my breakfast super simple and I like to cook once a day. But then you see, that's why you have to have the deep desire to have kids, for you to have kids, because there's a lot that comes with it.
Yes.
That's work. And then you have to be able to do it without complaining, without feeling like, damn it, these guys have come and ruined, you know, my life, my schedule, my plans.
I could have been sleep. I could have been having mimosas.
And you know,
but I'm pregnant. Like, I can't drink for 9 months.
Yeah.
Or 10. Oh wait, actually it's more than, because even when you're breastfeeding.
Well, nowadays if you're breastfeeding, you can pump and then you can drink. Yeah, there's kind of some system. I don't know.
Okay.
It's so interesting. I
technology.
watch a lot of that stuff. I think I'm mentally preparing, because I'm also those people who feel like I need to be so prepared. This is literally like the biggest deal.
Yes.
Like, regardless of what you end up doing in your life, that's a human life that you're solely responsible for.
And once it's here, there's nothing you can do about it.
You can't just be like, go back.
You can't be like, yo,
it's done.
This is harder than I thought. So you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna go back.
You can't do that. Like, it's done.
That's why people have to put a lot of thought into it. Like, you really have to sit down with yourself, call yourself for a meeting, and be certain that you're like, you know what? Yes, this is what I want. I know people who talk about having resentment.
What kind of reactions do you get from people? Because I know you talk about this. You've done a video on YouTube. You do your posts on the stories about it.
I call people out. Sometimes I'm like,
Sometimes you're like,
I think there's always those people who's like, you'll change your mind. You're still young. I can go vote for president.
Yeah.
I can go make medical decisions. I can say, even like cosmetic surgery. That's like, I can go alter my entire body. But the moment I say, this body does not want to carry a child, it's like, that's the one decision we don't trust you to make. Where it's like, are you sure? Like, it's always, let me show you the joys of I say joys because the joys of having kids. For me, it's not a joy. If it was a joy I was seeking, I would actively go.
And if it's not a joy for you, it's not going to be a joy for the kid.
Exactly. So there's that. Then there's the people who's like, who's going to take care of you when you're old? I'm like, my plan is to make enough money to pay someone to take care of me. Because also you shouldn't have your kids being the ones to take care of you.
Oh, you thought that far ahead.
Yeah, like no, because people kept asking that.
Yeah.
Which for me, it was like, first of all, that's a weird question to ask.
Yeah.
But two, if you need to have an answer, here's mine. I'll have enough money to make sure I can pay for a nursing home where someone's actually paid to take care of me.
Yeah.
And that way, because I think everyone should have that plan.
Yeah.
That way, even if you have kids, they're not taking care of you because they have their lives to live. The kids resent you because they're stuck in one place because of you.
The thing that I struggle a little bit with, and I'm having this conversation with you because we're friends, so there's no judgment here.
Of course not.
I completely respect your choices. I think you have the right to choose.
Yeah.
And I think nobody should have kids if that's not what they want to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but then the thing that I kind of struggle with, because I've met people who are saying that they're child-free and they would love to not have children, but they also say, oh, I hate kids. Kids are so annoying. And that kind of pisses me off because I want to have kids. And if someone is my friend, I'm like, oh, so you hate kids. So you should meet my children when I have them.
Yeah. So for me, like, I don't hate kids.
Okay.
I find them annoying. Kids love me. For some random reason, kids like me a lot. Like, for instance, 2 days ago, I was going home and there was this homeless woman who was given a ride in the mat we were in. And then when we got to the stage, she needed to funga the lesson with the kid. And the kid just starts talking to me. Just goes like, Tata, like a small kid. And I'm like, okay, come on, daddy. I literally have no issues with kids. Okay. I just don't want them.
You find them annoying, but you don't hate kids.
I don't hate, like hate is such, hate is such a strong word that by the time I'm using the word hate on something, trust me, like I have tried every aspect around it and it has refused.
Like it's just
like there's no word.
There's nothing but hate here.
Yeah, but with kids, let me say this, I tolerate. I don't mind. I'm not going to mistreat a child. I'm not going to be like, because my sister has a young kid. Yeah. And that kid loves me to death. And you can go argue with yourself. And I love them because that's my niece. Yeah. My brother is like 9 years old. So he just wants to watch like random stuff on YouTube. So he was like, because yesterday I spoke to him and I was like, I'll send you bundles. He was like, send me bundles. Okay. Actually he said, send me airtime. I was like, airtime or bundles is like bundles. So I was like, I'll send in the morning. So he was calling to remind me. And like, I would give my life for that kid. I used to have nephews. Yeah. And they used to love hanging out with me. I would take them out on like Sunday dates. Where I would be like, I'd plan a whole day to just spend with them. Yeah. Take them on a date. We go watch a movie. I took them to watch Supermodel. Oh. Yeah.
Do you know I haven't watched that?
How dare you? It's on Showmax. Go watch it.
Oh, really? Now?
Yes. Yeah, okay, it's on Showmax now. Why would I hate your kids? I love you. If I don't love your kids, by extension, I'm like...
Yeah, exactly.
You get, like...
I get that.
I care for people I care for. Yeah. It doesn't matter if they're kids or not. I just don't want kids of my own. I personally do not want to parent. Anyone.
Like, I'm not saying this for you to kind of explain or justify yourself. This is just a conversation to kind of increase understanding for people and get that people's minds
also people, like, I know people who are child-free who love children. They just don't want them. Yeah. You get, like, they don't want to have a child in the house. Because it's a totally different reality.
Yes. Yeah.
But like if you're hanging out with like your nephews, your nieces, kids here and there, like a nursery school, you're a teacher. Like I know someone who's a kindergarten teacher. She loves children. She spends her entire day with them.
I have the patience to be a kindergarten teacher.
I do not. Yeah, I know. I don't think I do. I do not. Oh, because that was me. And even like I remember at one point when my mom asked me if I could go be a tutor at my brother's school because she was friends with the owner of the school. Yeah. And I was like, but they're kids. Like, because me, I want to treat them. Yeah, I want to treat them like they're grown-ups. I want to just have conversations that I don't go like, you're a child, so now I need to break. You get? Yeah. I treat them like they're just people. Just
you don't look like I'm the only one drinking.
I'm drinking. My drink is over here. I'm on my 4th glass. Yeah. I'm just putting it out there. Sheila is on her 3rd.
I'm a slow one when it comes to this.
For me, I'm like, I have to remember that the people in my life will have kids and those kids will have to be around me. So if I hate kids, that means I can't be around my sister. Yeah. Does that mean like I'm not allowed to go, like I can't go to my mom's house because my mom has a child who's young? Like, I don't hate kids. But there's people who do. I'm just not one of them.
Who are child-free who hate kids.
Yeah, they just go like, oh my god, I hate this.
But I guess, I mean, to each his own, I guess.
I have like an age limit where you're not going to leave me with a kid that constantly needs me. Yeah. Like, no thanks. I want one who will go to the toilet by themselves. If they're hungry, they'll come and say they're hungry. They won't just cry. Yeah. And be like, oh, and expect me to know. I'm like, I don't know your different cries. I don't live with you. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. But like, so someone who's like, someone who can speak. So even like my sister hasn't been able to leave her kid with me yet. So now she's like gone to school. I speak to her on the phone. Yeah. And like she's excited about school. I'll send stuff for her. I go shopping. I see something I know she'll like. I get it for her. Aww. But we haven't gotten to the point of
you're where like super she can. Auntie.
Yes. Yeah. Me, I'm like auntie mode activated ASAP. Sister mode with my brother. We're good. Yeah. But it's the like funny thing. My brother, when he was born, I did not carry him until he was 5 months old. Because
a long time.
I was, even my niece, I know I was present and I did help with the whole changing diapers and everything. But by the time our youngest, now our last born was born.
And you have a big age gap between
you. 23 years.
You're like his mom's age.
I know, actually.
Like you could be his mother.
Am I allowed to say this?
No,
My ex's mother insinuated that was my kid, and I was just like lying about it. And I'm like, but why would I have a child when I don't want one? Anyway, it's okay. People and their issues. I know. One of the reasons that propelled me to actually want to leave home was that, because I was like, I was gonna end up having to care for this kid. And also for me, I feel like I had played a big role in my sister's life, in my brother's life. I'm like, this is another kid. And I just wasn't willing. Honestly, I was not willing. But right now, truthfully, out of all my siblings, he's gotten the best version of a big sister. Because me, I'm more there as not just his big sister, but I'm his friend. You get like, with my other nieces, I was like always authoritative and you have to do this. And I was, when my mom wasn't around, I was in charge.
You're probably stressed out.
Yes, that too. So with my bro, I feel like, first of all, he got the best version of our parents and then got the best version of big
boys.
I know! I am still a good big sister to him. And I sort of now find a way to also be a good aunt to my niece, because I'm like, there's things even when she's in my house, I'm like, okay, I don't have a house right now. I'm in between.
You have a house, you're setting it up, but you have a house.
I have a house, but I don't live there. But when she would visit, there's these things where I'm like, because you know how kids are when they're touching things and like they see something for you, it's like, oh, look at my art piece, and then they're like, oh, look at her toy. How do I become the best aunt to my niece? Because for me, the one thing that I want her to have, because one, she's a girl. Two, I know how our society views women and young girls and ladies growing up. I want her to feel like if she can't talk to her mom, she can talk to me. Always. I want her to always know I have her back. You get, and that's the same applies to my brother. My brother calls me when he's angry at my mom. Like he will call me and say, "Mom said this and I didn't like it. Can you talk to her?"
And you talk to him?
Yeah, and I called my mom. And I called to him, I was like, so what happened? And we'll talk about it. And even like what I do is, even with my parents, I talk to them about parenting. Where I am no parent, but I tell my parents, when you would say certain things like this, they would have. That time he called me and he was crying and I was like, okay, stop crying, can we talk? And then my mom, I could hear my mom in the background shouting at him. And then I talked to my mom later and I said, no mom, you have to talk to him because you have to first figure out what's happening. Ukim shout here, you're just agitating him. Once when you shout at them, they'll shut down or they'll go up with you. So just because some of us are child-free out here, doesn't mean we're not parenting.
It doesn't mean you're not helping.
It doesn't mean we're not helping other people. Because sometimes there's insights that we have. I remember the first time I went back, when I went into therapy, and it's because I was going through stuff, and we started talking about my childhood. And I remember there's this one thing where I've always had this need to be the best at what I'm doing. And it all came down to this one situation with my mom when she called me useless. And she never remembered it because it was something that was said in passing. Because she was angry. And for me, I carried that with me because what had happened was she asked me to do certain things. I did all of them and forgot one. So when I had that conversation with her, she was like, I would never say that to you. And I was like, but you did. And I carried that with me.
I never forgot.
And what I did is like, the reason I would always try to make sure I'm doing my best, I'm doing this, it's because I was like, I don't want you to look at me and think I'm useless. And now those lessons, she's taking them. Because like, I know the relationship my brothers have with my mom and my dad versus the relationship me and my sister have with them are very different. Very, very different. You know, because even like the language they would use in the house, and when we'd have conversations and they'd say something and they don't realize it's a big deal. And then even us, we don't realize, but it's something that ends up shaping your life in a way.
You remember how old you were when she said this?
I think I was actually 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yes. Spoke to her about it. So from 9 till 26.
And even people who want to parent, like, what makes you feel like you're ready, you know? have you worked on yourself? Do you know yourself? Have you healed your
Go to
wounds?
therapy.
Because your mom couldn't take back calling you useless.
Yeah.
And it had to take you so much time to get over that, even though she forgot because she didn't really
She
mean
forgot
it.
it the moment she said it. Yes. Like
was
she
angry.
probably didn't even realize that's the word she used. You know.
Let's get to the fun stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if it's fun. I'm not trying to put any tone to it, but I know that you're recently single because you did a whole video announcing it. So everybody knows So this gorgeous lady over here is newly single.
And enjoying it. And enjoying it.
As you should.
Yes.
As you should.
When you've been in a relationship for so long. And you got into a relationship when you were like still young and all that.
Still trying to get your
So you were never single with your money. You know? Like I see a shoe, like the one I'm wearing right now.
You want to show them the shoe? Yes! Don't step on my face.
And you're like, that is a cute shoe.
I'm gonna get that shoe
because it's gonna look dope on me.
Yeah.
You see a cute top, and you say, okay, I see you.
Yeah.
Like it's so fun because you know, when you're younger, when you're fast trying to figure yourself out, you don't know what you like. You don't know yourself. You don't have money to do stuff. So everything is to a certain capacity capped off. But now you're like, look at me, early 30s. My birthday's on Monday. Thank you. Early 30s, single, with your own money. Like
it's the glow of fun. Let me ask you.
Yes.
Being single now and very clear about wanting to be child-free.
Yes.
What's that like? How does that look in the dating scene?
I haven't really gotten to like that bit yet, but for me it's more like I know there are certain things that are deal breakers. If you're someone who wants kids, I have no business wasting my time with you. Like
What if you have kids already?
I don't want to parent anyone. So like you and your kids have a good life. Thank you very much, Papa. If I'm not a pet mom, I don't want the word mom attached to anything else. Like not stepmom or
bonus mom.
Like none of that. Like no, like I was not born to be called mom. I see that's why I think I love pets because they don't call me shit. Like they're just like that's it. Like they're never going to be like mom. Never. Wait, this is not no. I refuse the title.
Clear, guys. It's very
I have refused it.
Have you met people? Because I'm guessing, it's kind of a community, right?
Yeah.
Like when you are, especially when you're vocal about your decisions and your life choices, I'm sure you've met people who are also child-free. And guys, it's probably a lot more common than you think. So do you think people change their minds?
I have not met anyone who's changed their mind yet. You can change your mind. But the thing is, it's people approach child-free people like that's the only thing you can regret in life. You can regret a job that you did.
True.
You can regret having kids. You can regret a marriage you were in for 20 years. So for me, I don't know why people use that like it's something to shame you. Or to be like, you will regret this one day. I'm like, I probably will. And I don't know if I will or if I will not. What I'm doing is at this moment right now, I know for sure that I do not want kids. Because I can also go and say, okay, I might regret, so let me go have a child. And then end up regretting that.
People freeze their eggs.
Yes. Would I do that?
Yeah, would you not you? Okay, so maybe you would.
If you are worried about
people who would do
if you're not sure. I don't know,
sure.
but I would say if you are personally, first of all, if you're not sure, don't have a kid.
Definitely.
Because you would rather because you can say I'm not sure and then choose to have a kid and end up having a kid that will resent you or end up having a kid you resent. You would rather say I'm not sure, so I'm not going to have a kid right now. But since I don't know what's going to happen down the line, I can freeze my eggs. If that's an option
that's
for
an
you,
option,
right? Because also the other thing that's so interesting is how, especially if you're like a single woman, I've talked to a lot of single women, and even when you're married, when you go, say for instance you want to get like a Tubal Ligation, all these people go like, but what if your partner wants a kid? I'm like, I don't have a partner. It's me here now saying I don't want this. why
And
are you
whoever you meet
putting...
should be on the same
Yeah,
page with
because I'm
you.
like, why are you putting the decision of a non-existent man, in this case, over the person who's in your office right now? I am standing here right now saying, this is what I want. I want to get my tubes tied. And then the doctor looks at you and goes like, you know, you might meet a guy who wants kids. And I'm like, yeah, and I'll walk away from them because I do not want kids. You get, like, there's this...
Ooh, so now that we're on the tubal ligation topic,
Yes.
tell me what it is exactly, for those people who don't know.
Okay.
Because you said tubes tied,
Tubes
but like,
tied.
explain a little bit further.
So basically, what happens is there's a procedure where you see the way your tubes work is there's an egg, flows, blah blah blah, right, and then goes fertilized. If you've done biology, you understand these things. I did not do a lot of biology. I did basic biology, but I get it. Yeah. Okay. What they do is they snip the tubes where the eggs come down through.
Okay.
Before they go where they go to get fertilized. Like burn them and then fold them into a
so
knot.
Nothing can go
so
through.
nothing can go through.
Okay.
That's the idea. So when the sperms are like, they go there.
It's so funny.
I am very good with sound effects. So when they're going and they're there racing, like, right? Yeah. It comes and then it's a knot. It can't, because it can't
pass.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's basically what happens. And then
that's
what
something
that
that's reversible.
No.
It's not reversible.
No.
So when you mentioned that in the YouTube video you did about being child-free, I don't know why, for some reason I thought it was like quite an invasive process. It doesn't sound that invasive.
A vasectomy
so how come they gave you
not.
such a hard time?
No.
But
Actually, the tubal ligation
is
yes, it's actual surgery. Like they'll literally have to cut you open and then do the thing, and then you heal slowly. But a vasectomy is something that's done like in 15-20 minutes. Okay, let's say 30 minutes. In like 30 minutes to 1 hour, you're in and you're out. And you can continue to like just have a normal day. But if you get a tubal ligation, that's something that it's like actual surgery. You have to have someone actually taking care of you for like the first couple of days. Yeah, because they literally have to cut you open. So that's why if say you're married and you're a couple, they'll ask first if the option of a vasectomy is on the table, because that's an easier and like it's not invasive. You get. But then
and it's reversible as well. It's more easily reversible.
Although the reversible kind, because also that would cost a lot of money. So locally, yes, you can get because basically also what they do with a vasectomy is they cut the veins, burn them, and then tie them just to be sure. You get them. Yes. So that means for you, because they do that because the human body can easily be like, oh, there's a problem here,
and then
they heal. Yes. So they have to do the tying to make sure that even if it heals, there's nothing there, right? That means like if you're trying to get it reversed, they have to like sort of maybe snip that part that was burnt and then maybe try and attach the knees. I don't know how that works, but I know the reversible kind, because I know a lot of people, I've seen people especially online talk about, oh, it's reversible, so men should get it and then change it later. First of all, that costs money. Sorry, it's the truth. And two, we don't even have that technology here. Like we don't. If you're someone who wants to reverse it in the future, you have to get a very specific one, and you probably have to get it outside the country. So that means more money spent. Yes, because
so you need to be super sure.
Yes, you have to be. By the time you're going for a vasectomy, you're very sure, especially locally. Because you can go get one for like 20K, but that's it. Like that's the end of it. You're not going to reverse that. Unless you're like, I'm gonna go to LA for a reversal with my like $500,000, you know.
No, come on, you're exaggerating.
Okay, I don't know how much it costs.
You can't go from 20K to like $500,000.
I know.
Are you considering this for yourself?
Yes. I am considering getting my tubes tied because like I said, I want to go around.
Girl!
No, I want to, like, there's always, you know how even the contraceptives we take as women, first of all, the side effects are crazy. And two, I am very certain that I know. So I'm like, if there's anything I'm going to get out of this marriage before it's over, is not the hassle of being asked those questions. Because I did that before. I was asked so many questions, and they were like, oh, what about your husband to be, or the future partners you meet? And they make it really hard for women to get a Tubal ligation in this country.
Okay.
And now it's becoming easier because more people are talking about it. And I even saw someone who said that if you just threaten to sue the doctor and the institution, they'll probably just do it because a doctor cannot deny you that right.
It's your right.
Because 90% of the time, 90,
it's your
that's
body.
like 100% of the time, these doctors are just being like, it's about their own personal perception.
I think in a sense I kind of get it because I've also heard about people, suing the doctor for going ahead and giving them what they wanted, what they asked for.
You see,
so maybe they're also protecting themselves from people who change their minds.
That's very easy to mitigate. Just have, like, for me, I would rather you have a psychiatrist who's there.
Yeah.
They confirm that I am of sound mind. You get to sign a document because then if you have someone evaluating you, say a psychiatrist, someone who can evaluate and say, okay, this person clearly has made up their mind.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I loved having you here.
Thank you for having me. It was
I really loved having you here, and I think these are important conversations we should be having more of, and we should normalize them, like I said earlier. So guys, just remember, when someone tells you about their choices, if they don't align with yours, it doesn't mean they're wrong, it doesn't mean there's anything that's off about them, it just means that it's different. And I guess the better approach would be to ask questions out of curiosity, just to understand people.
But not out of judgment.
No judgment. Come from a place of empathy, try to understand people, and try to kind of expand yourself and learn more. So I guess that's all we can close with. This conversation has been so interesting. If you guys have any questions, if you want her to come back and speak more about this or any other subject,
like her,
you can find her on her YouTube channel.
Her YouTube
channels. So there's Muthoni Gitau
and Just Doing Live.
Yeah, so if you feel like there's anything that you want us to talk about on this channel, the Sheila Bet Show, come let me know in the comment section, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Until next time, have a beautiful week. Mwah. Bye. Bye-bye.
Go subscribe to her if you haven't already.
Subscribe. I'm on the road to 200.
On the road to let's get it to 200, guys.
Join the family.
Don't forget to leave a comment and hit that thumbs up because it will help her channel.
And share with people who you feel judge childless people. Share with those who are childless and let them know that they're not alone.
You are not alone.
Mwah.
We're in this together.
Bye-bye, people. Ciao, ciao.